Have we been told the full truth about our history? We believe we are the most advanced humans ever. We have smartphones, rockets, and powerful AI. But what if people thousands of years ago knew secrets we still can't understand? What if they built things so advanced even today's scientists are confused? In this video, we'll uncover 5 ancient discoveries that shouldn't exist. Each one gets more mysterious. And the first discovery? It might completely change the way you see the ancient world forever. Imagine standing in front of a wall made of stone so huge, it almost feels fake, like something from a fantasy movie. High in the mountains of Peru, near the city of Cusco, there is an ancient place called Sacsayhuamán. From far away, it looks like old ruins, just big stones stacked together. Nothing special. But when you walk closer, everything changes. Some of these stones weigh more than 300 tons. That's heavier than a fully loaded airplane. And these stones were moved and placed thousands of years ago, without cranes, without trucks, without modern machines. The Inca didn't even have iron tools. So how did they cut stones this massive? How did they lift them? How did they move them up a mountain? And here's the part that really makes your mind freeze. The stones are not simple blocks. They are strange shapes with many sides and sharp angles. One famous stone has 12 perfect sides. Others have even more. And yet every single stone fits tightly against the next one. No cement, no glue, no gaps. You can't even slide a thin piece of paper between them. Even more shocking, this place has survived powerful earthquakes for hundreds of years. Modern buildings nearby have fallen. These ancient walls are still standing strong. So what's the secret? Some believe aliens helped. Others say the stones were softened like clay. There are even stories about sound waves lifting the rocks. But many experts believe the truth is even more powerful. The builders likely used simple tools, ropes, ramps, and thousands of workers. They carved each stone slowly and carefully, shaping it again and again until it fit perfectly. No magic, no aliens, just incredible skill, patience, and teamwork. And if they could do this thousands of years ago, what else were they capable of? Now let's travel back to ancient Rome. In a museum in London, there is a small glass cup called the Lycurgus Cup. It doesn't look very special at first. It has detailed carvings and a calm green color. Just another beautiful Roman object. But then, something unbelievable happens. When light shines on it from the outside, the cup looks green. But when light shines from inside the cup, it suddenly turns deep red. The same cup, 2 completely different colors, and this is not a magic trick. It's real. The cup was made in the 4th century, about 1,600 years ago. At that time, there were no microscopes, no modern science labs, no advanced technology. So how could ancient Roman craftsmen create glass that changes color depending on the light? For many years, no one knew the answer. Then in the 1990s, scientists studied the cup using powerful modern microscopes. What they discovered was shocking. Inside the glass were tiny particles of gold and silver. Not small pieces you can see, but particles so tiny they are measured in nanometers, thousands of times smaller than a grain of sand. Today we call this nanotechnology. But the Romans had no idea what nano even meant. They had no advanced tools to measure particles that small, and yet somehow, through careful skill and endless testing, they mixed precious metals into glass at an almost invisible level. And it gets even stranger. Researchers later found that this kind of glass can react differently depending on what liquid is inside it. Some experts even believe the cup may have worked like a simple sensor. So now the big question is, was this just a lucky accident? Or did the Romans understand materials far better than we ever imagined? And if they could do this 1,600 years ago, what other ancient secrets are still waiting to be discovered? Now let's talk about a weapon that once made entire armies afraid. During the Crusades, European knights marched into the Middle East wearing heavy armor and carrying thick iron swords. They believed their weapons were the strongest in the world. Then they saw something that shocked them. Warriors from the East carried blades made of Damascus steel. These swords had beautiful wave-like patterns flowing across the surface. They looked elegant and smooth, but they were incredibly deadly. Stories say a Damascus sword could slice a silk scarf in half just by dropping it onto the blade. It could cut through armor. It could bend without snapping. And even after many battles, it stayed razor sharp. For medieval Europe, this made no sense. At that time, metal was usually one thing or the other, either very hard and easy to break, or soft and flexible, but not very strong. But Damascus steel was both strong and flexible at the same time. It broke the rules. For hundreds of years, blacksmiths tried to copy it. They mixed metals. They changed fire temperatures. They tested new methods. But the true Damascus steel was never perfectly recreated. Then, in 2006, scientists studied an original Damascus blade using powerful microscopes. What they found was shocking. Inside the steel were tiny carbon nanotubes, extremely small structures that are incredibly strong. Today we use carbon nanotubes in advanced engineering and even space technology, and yet they were inside a medieval sword. Experts believe the secret came from special iron ore from India, mixed with very careful heating and natural materials. The ancient blacksmiths may not have known the scientific words, but they clearly understood the process. Then around the 16th century, the knowledge disappeared. The ore changed. The technique was lost. The masters passed away without recording the secret. Today, we can make powerful steel, but the original Damascus method, still not fully understood. If ancient craftsmen could create something this advanced, what other knowledge has history forgotten? Now let's talk about something simple, something you see every day: concrete. Look around you. Bridges, buildings, roads. Most of them are made from modern concrete, but after 50 or 100 years, cracks appear. Rust spreads inside. Repairs are needed. Some structures even collapse. Now travel to Italy. Under the sea, near ancient Roman ports, there are massive concrete walls built almost 2,000 years ago. They are still standing. And here's the shocking part. They are not getting weaker. They are getting stronger. Salt water usually destroys concrete. It slowly eats it from the inside. But Roman concrete reacts in a completely different way. When seawater enters small cracks, it doesn't break the material. It helps it heal. For years, engineers were confused. How could ancient builders create something stronger than what we make today? Some believed it was just luck. Others thought the Romans used a special sand that no longer exists. But modern scientists finally found the answer. The Romans mixed volcanic ash, lime, and seawater. When these ingredients combined, they created a powerful chemical reaction. Over time, tiny crystals began to grow inside the concrete. These crystals filled cracks naturally, making the structure stronger as years passed. In simple words, Roman concrete could repair itself. Modern concrete is made to be fast and cheap. Roman concrete was made to last for centuries. We have advanced machines. We have powerful technology. But somehow we forgot how to build like this. And if the Romans understood materials this well, what else did they know that we have lost? Now imagine a weapon so terrifying that soldiers would rather jump into the ocean than face it. In the 7th century, the great city of Constantinople was under attack. Enemy ships filled the sea. Thousands of soldiers were ready to invade. The city looked doomed. Then something impossible happened. From the city walls and ships, streams of fire exploded across the water. Not normal fire. This fire burned on the surface of the sea. Yes, it burned on water. The weapon became known as Greek fire, and once it was released, there was no escape. The flames spread quickly across enemy ships. It stuck to wood, sails, and even skin. Soldiers jumped into the sea to save themselves, but the fire followed them. It kept burning. For enemies of the Byzantine Empire, it felt like fighting a dragon. For centuries, no one could copy it. Many tried. They mixed oil, sulfur, and different chemicals, but nothing worked the same way. The formula was a closely guarded secret. Only a small group of trusted people knew how to make it. Today, historians believe it may have included early petroleum and a substance called quicklime. When quicklime touches water, it creates extreme heat. That heat could have instantly ignited the mixture. But here's the mystery. We still don't know the exact recipe. When the Byzantine Empire finally fell, the secret disappeared with it. A weapon powerful enough to save a civilization, lost to history. At the beginning of this video, we thought we were the most advanced generation ever. But we've seen giant stones placed without machines, glass made with ancient nanotechnology, steel with microscopic structures, concrete that heals itself, and fire that burned on water. Maybe history isn't a simple story of progress. Maybe ancient people knew things we've forgotten. If this video opened your mind, subscribe and turn on notifications, because next time, we're exploring discoveries that could completely change what we know about human origins. And trust me, the next mystery is even bigger.